this kind of talks to us about the whole idea of kind of following your passion, right? And really kind of sticking with it and having that vision for yourself.
Well, well, finding your passion, before you embark upon any journey, you have to establish your why. Like, why are
Mhm.
you doing it? You know what I mean? And it goes into, like, the 6 P's that I live by. I was actually going to conclude with it, but you kind of jumped to it. But you have to establish your why. What is my purpose for doing this? I established my why early. Like, I want to work in music. You know, music is a universal love language. I love the way music makes me feel. Some of my earliest childhood memories involve music. And I wanted to be an artist at one point because, like, it is one of the greatest forms of communication. So that was my purpose. And my passion was fueled by what I heard from my stepfather saying that, yo, if you don't make it in music, you ain't gonna be nothing. Those weren't the words, but I'm editing it. I'm giving you the radio version for the room. You know what I'm saying? So you got your purpose. I had my purpose. I had my passion because I wanted to prove him wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you have to use the negative in life to drive you. And that was my fuel. Like, and before he made his transition to the other side, we had a come to Jesus talk, and he told me I made him proud. You know what I'm saying? So, that was one of the things that drove me. So you got purpose, you got passion, then you got to have a plan. I put my plan together. Now, you got to know that everything is not going to go according to plan, but you still have to stick to your plan, but you also have to be flexible enough to adapt to adversity and adjust if need be. Um, I had my plan. I knew somebody. It was a low level position. I didn't despise small beginnings. I embraced it. I knew that I couldn't skip levels because that level that you skip, there's lessons in that level that you may need later down the line. But if you skip that lesson, it's gonna trip you up later in life. So I figure I'm young. And if I fall on my face, I'll still be young enough to recover and do something else. So I had purpose, I had passion, I had a plan. Not only did I have a plan, I started to execute my plan just by stepping out on faith and not being afraid to fail. If I fail, so what? I'm 18, 19 years old. Show me an 18 and 19-year-old that hasn't failed. Show me somebody that hasn't tried to do something that they've never done before that didn't fail. So I wasn't afraid of falling. I was afraid of getting stuck if I fail. So you got purpose, passion, you got a plan, then you got to have people. I wouldn't have been able to execute my plan without people. I referenced my auntie's boyfriend to do the internship for the street promotion. Then I referenced my neighbor, my best friend's neighbor, to get a reference to even get the internship at radio. So you need good people, but you have to be a good person. You got to be a person of integrity. You got to be a person of character, and you have to be likable. Even with all the hangups that I had from my adverse childhood and upbringing, I still was a very likable person. I still remember the values that my mother instilled in me, with just being, a good person, believing in myself, having integrity, and smiling through it all. You know what I mean? My mother went through a lot. Like I say, she was a victim of domestic violence, but she was a beautiful person and she persevered through it all. So the fight was already built in me. So I had the purpose, passion, plan. I had good people around me. Then I had to persist through, the setbacks with school, the loss of friends, the loss of my father, uh, multiple divorces in my domestic home with my mother, having to drop out of school at times to help her take care of my younger siblings. I had to persevere through it all. So that's where that persistence kicked in. But the last P and the most important one is prayer. I couldn't have got through none of that without God. You know what I'm saying? So that prayer and that faith that was instilled in me as a youngin', it motivated me and it kept me strong when I was weak.